everyone. How are y'all doing today? Hope y'all had a great Labor Day weekend. I wanted to come on here and do a video step by step. One that you can follow along to, or one that you can save and watch later. If you girls already have some Seint makeup from me, follow along, pull out your colors. This tutorial is going to go in depth how I apply my makeup. There's lots of ways that you can apply it. The cheetah hack where you do the dots and then just blend, and there's all sorts of ways, right? There's no rule to makeup. I'm gonna show you how I do mine every day, and we're gonna take it one step at a time, okay? So you can pause the video, follow along, or like I said, save it and come back to it once you've ordered, okay? All right, so for those of you who are new here or don't know what Seint Beauty is, it is a customizable makeup palette, and it is suited to your skin tone. I am your artist, and you will send me pictures of yourself with no makeup on. I'll send you the directions on how to do it. It's really simple, and I'll color match you. And from there, I will tell you which shades work for you and how to build your palette. Now, it's also based on your budget, okay? There's not like a single number to give, right? Everything is customizable to your budget, to your skin, everything. So ideally, you can do the full Seint makeup hack with 4 colors and 1 brush, okay? But you don't want to stop there, okay? Because there's too many good stuff. But for those of you who need to start out small, that's great. Start out small and build your palette as you go. Tins are only $14, okay? So that's also another thing that you have to remember when buying or investing in Seint makeup, is that at first when you buy your 4 shades, your palette, your brush, it's gonna be a little bit more expensive, right? But once you have that foundation set and you just need to replenish or add, the tins are 14 to 16 bucks. Okay, so you need to get some new foundation, you want to try a new blush, 14 bucks. Okay, and it's high quality makeup. All right, so let's get started. This is my palette. Like I said, everybody's palette is going to be customized to them. Sizes as well. You can start off with a small palette, which looks like this, right? It's like a 4 palette, and it's just got your 4 shades in here. Or we got double decker palettes. We got triple decker palettes, which I have all of the above. But for today, I'm going to be working with this palette, okay? So let's start, shall we? First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a sunscreen. Everybody needs to use a sunscreen, okay? The makeup does not have sunscreen in it. So, and even those makeup that say, oh yeah, we included, you know, the 20 SPF inside the foundation, that stuff doesn't work. You guys need a good sunscreen to use underneath your makeup. And this one I have found to be the best for my skin. This is Color Science in the shade Flex. It's supposed to adapt to your skin tone. I think it works, and it's 50, okay? So that's always what I do before I apply my makeup. I put on my sunscreen, okay? And it comes out and it's white, right? So when you rub it in and put it on your skin, it's gonna adapt to your skin shade. So let's put this on. And you know, and it also helps too, because it does give you a little bit of coverage, right? Because it's like a tinted sunscreen. So you don't have to put on as much makeup, right? Because it's somewhat evening out your skin tone. always remember to rub down onto your neck. Now, most women, you know, when they're putting on makeup or trying to find their shade, you know, they try to match their face. That's not what you want to match, okay? Because a lot of the times we wear sunscreen on our face or makeup or whatever, you know, and our bodies are different colors, right? Our neck doesn't see hardly any sun because our big noggin is blocking the neck. So we have no sun there. So that's lighter usually. Our chest is, you know, has more color. So we're trying to match our chest area, okay? So a lot of the times when I tell people to send me a picture, I'm like, hey, I don't want like a picture like this, okay? Because that doesn't do me any justice. You need to send me a picture wearing a tank top or something like this so I can see your coloring here and we can blend it all up perfectly here, okay? Okay. All right. So I got my sunscreen on and now I am going to go into my foundation shades. Some of you will be one shade. Some of you might be a mix of two. So again, that's where customization comes in. So for me, my tan is fading, but I'm still kind of a mixture of sandy and, oh God, what is the other one called? Sandy and Goddess. So I'm kind of like a mix of those two, just a little bit of Goddess. So, and another thing too is ladies, like, they're like, oh, I don't need you to color match me because I'm pretty good at that. Well, not with these, okay? Because I thought the same thing. I've been a makeup artist for I don't know how many years, but these creams, when you look at them, you think, oh my God, they're so dark because they're highly pigmented, right? So a lot of the times, you looking at the shades, you're gonna be a lot darker than you think you are, okay? So let's go. This brush here is the blush bronzer brush. This is a must-have with this makeup. These brushes are such high quality, and I'm not just saying that to be like salesy, it's true. I don't use any other brushes now. All my MAC brushes, all my Bobbi Brown brushes, I don't use them anymore. These are the ones that I use, okay? Because they are really good quality. They wash really well. They dry in the same shape they came. Good quality. All right. So now what I'm gonna start doing, I have a mirror down here, so if I keep looking down, that's the reason. So now I got my brush, I kind of just dab them in there back and forth. Some of you may only have one, that's okay. So dab them in there, and now I'm just gonna start stippling, okay? With this makeup, I find it's better to pounce, tappy, 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 is like I like to call it. It gives the best finish. So you see that? I'm just gonna keep tapping it in. And I tap it all the way around up to my forehead. I'm gonna get one thin, nice coverage. And I'm tapping. Now, when I get to the neck area, I'm going to buff, right? Remember what I said? You gotta bring it down. Now up in here, I can buff it a little bit, but where I need my most coverage is here in my cheek area. So I'm gonna make sure that I don't buff there. I'm tapping, okay? Okay? See the difference there? So now I'm gonna do the other side. Again, load up my brush a little bit with just tapping it into the shades, and I'm gonna start stippling. Okay, so now that I have that thin layer, I'm good to go to my next step. So this is where you're gonna pause your video and you're gonna do that first step, okay? And then you're gonna meet me back here and we're gonna move on to our second step. Okay, so pause now. Okay, you're back, you've done your first step. Okay, second step, we're gonna contour this puppy down here. This is the one where all you ladies are like, I've used the makeup, but I'm afraid to do the contour. Is that way you sound? That's how I think you sound. But you guys, stop sweating like a hooker in church, okay? It's gonna be okay, all right? It's forgiving. It blends easy. You make a mistake, you'll never know because it blends out like a dream, okay? So for contour, I like to use the contour brush, or what is this called? This is the the hack brush, I think. So anyway, see how it's flat, dense right here, and it can go right into this cheek here, okay? Now, for those of you who don't wanna go in with the brush or afraid, use your finger. Go in and feel that cheekbone and go right and hug it right underneath there, right? Same thing with the brush. I'm gonna load up my brush. Just dabbing it in there, okay? So now I'm just going to swipe a little mark here, okay? Because this shade, most people look at it and they're like, oh, it looks, you know, gray and both. It's supposed to mimic a shadow, okay? We're trying to mimic a shadow on the face. So yeah, it looks dark and scary, like I said, but it'll blend out and it'll give you that nice little shadow under your cheekbone to help thin the face and give it dimension that it should look like, right? We're just enhancing that shadow that's naturally there. So here, let's go to the other side. And I'm just kind of stamping it where I want it. Now, don't bring it out here, okay? We're only trying to accent our little cheekbone here. So we don't want to bring it in here in this area, okay? You basically want it to come no further than here, okay? So take that again, and we're just gonna go up around the hairline just a bit. Just kind of stamp it up there. Same with the jawline. All right, so now we're gonna blend that in. Again, I'm not gonna buff it, I'm gonna stamp it, okay? Now, this is the part people tend to overblend. That's okay. I leave mine a little bit more dark. I don't blend it out as much because I like to see more of an angular shadow on my cheek, and when I put my bronzer on, it all kind of blends together. So you don't want to overblend. If you do it to where it's hardly noticeable, what's the point of doing your contour, okay? So trust me, it all comes together at the end. This is the type of makeup that you can't really, you know, it's in stages, right? It gets better as it goes. So for those of you who are like, oh God, I gotta wash this off, this is not gonna look right. Trust yourself. It's gonna be okay. All right. So at this part, I can buff, right? I don't need to stamp up there because I'm just blending this in to kind of give a little bit of a shadow. See that on my forehead? Here, I'm gonna stamp. And again, do you see how easy that blends out? I'm gonna buff down here on my jawline and down. Okay, I'm all blended out. So those of you who wanna contour your nose, this is the time to contour your nose, okay? And I have a little trick for you. Those people who are like, oh, I'm afraid to do the lines, I don't get them straight, I don't do. I got a trick for you. Get a little bit of your contour on there. Lightly dust it all over the top of your nose to the tip of your nose, okay? And right now you're like, oh my gosh, Amanda, like I look like I have dirt on my nose. That looks awful. That looks weird. Trust the process, okay? So now I have like a little bit of a dirty nose. Okay, so we're moving on to our next step. So you're gonna pause here, do what we've just done, and you're gonna come back for the next step. Okay, ready? Go now. Okay, you're back. Now we're moving on to our third step. Okay, now this step is the brightening step. And I always recommend a brightener when I do color matches, okay? Because it just changes the whole look, right? Like right now, I'm just kind of like all one tone, except I have, you know, the contour in. So now we're gonna add our brightener. So for this, I like to use this is the lightest coverage brush, right? This is the blend brush, and it's very fluffy, see that? And so it just gives the lightest application, right? And we don't want it heavy because the brightening shades are gonna go under our eyes, center of our forehead, down the bridge of our nose, on our Cupid's bow, and right here on the chin to kind of brighten and bring those areas forward, okay? So I'm gonna take the smaller end and I'm gonna go into my brightening shade, which I'm just gonna tap it in here. My brightening shade right now is Sunlit. So first what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into the inner corner of my eye, just like that. I'm gonna go to the outer corner of my eye. These are all the areas that I wanna bring forward and brighten, okay? And notice how I'm not coming all the way down in the V shape and filling it in. We don't need that much makeup, ladies. Like, we really don't. We're not young anymore. We're young at heart, but you know, as we get older, we don't need extra makeup sitting there and creping and getting in those lines and making us look even older underneath our eyes, okay? So here, putting a little on my forehead, chin, Now this part, I'm gonna take my little pinky finger and I'm gonna go in there. Remember how I said we just put all the contour over the nose so it just looks like our nose is a little darker? This is the easy part because you don't have to do the two lines and blend. You've already got that on, right? So I'm gonna go whoop, and I'm just gonna do one little strip down the nose and blend that in, and then my contour's already there. I don't have to do anything, okay? So we got all of those on there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my bronzer blush brush, and I'm just gonna start tapping again. I'm not buffing because I don't wanna move the makeup. I wanna keep it in those areas. So I'm buffing just where I want it. Tappy tap, okay? All right, so now for the under eye part, like I can do this part. Okay. Oh, sorry, got a hair. Okay, so now for my under eye part, I don't really like to use a brush for that. I like to use my fingers because, you know, it's got the warmth, right? And I just want to tap it into there so it'll just melt into there. I don't want it to look like there's makeup sitting on top of my skin. So to help that, I'm going to use my finger and the warmth of my finger to press it. And I'm going to bring it down to the area where I need it, okay? Do you see how that just brightened up my inner eye area? And I brought it down just a little bit into this line where I have issues. I have discoloration right there. See? So let's do the other eye. So those of you who watched the back to school bash, tell me how you liked it. Did you guys learn anything? I was gonna do a video, but since I'm new, I was like, I'm really scared. And I don't wanna look like an idiot like I do most of the time when I do my videos. And so I just wanted to watch this year to see how it was. But yeah, I think I'm ready to join in next time when we do one of those. So again, see how I'm just dabbing it barely? So look at that. I have the contour done on my nose, and I didn't have to do the two scary lines and blend them and it's already done. I just had to do the little tiny white highlight down the middle and blend it in, and my nose is perfectly sculpted. Okay, so we done our brightening, right? Our brightening is on. So let's see, what is the next step? We're going to move on to our next step. So pause the video, do your brightening just the way we did it, and come back. Okay, you're back. Oh, shit. You see what happens? I get overly excited and then I start messing up my shit because my hubby helped me set up this lighting because I was like, oh, my lighting always looks like such crap. You know, it's like I film my videos and it looks good, but then when I upload them, I'm like all sitting in the dark, which I'm really not. Crap. I don't even know what I did with this thing. That good? That good? Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. This video is gonna be like 10 hours long. But anyway, like I said, you can stop, fast forward, watch it back, whatever you wanna do. Okay. Oh, I forgot to blend in this top, didn't I? Or did I? Okay, we're moving on to the next step. We're going to our bronzer. Now, this is my favorite. A lot of people, same thing. They sweat like a whore in church because they're afraid to bronze. Now, stop it. Stop being afraid to bronze. Does this look scary? It sure as hell does. But you know what? It works, it blends, and it's mistake proof. All you do is got to keep blending it in. If you put too much, blend it in, and it'll shear itself out. It's okay. It'll be all right. So I use two colors right now to bronze. I use the highlight shade Icon and our Bella bronzer. So I put those in a 2 palette, so it gets messy because I just kind of swirl in there. So again, I'm using my blush brush. So I'm going to just kind of swirl it in here and get the 2 shades in here. Now I'm going to go on the tops of my cheeks here, right above where I put that contour, and up on my forehead here. Basically when you get suntan, the same areas, okay? So I'm just going to mimic that. Again, I'm tapping very lightly. I'm not like trying to get most of the color off. I'm just tapping very lightly. Okay, you can already see the difference. See how bronzed I look right there? And I'm just gonna keep tapping. And I kind of bring mine in a little bit because I like to get the bronzy cheek kind of look. And you don't wanna go past that contour. You wanna stay up there, right above it, and kind of blend them in together. And you don't want to go into the center here, right? I'm just going up around the hairline right above the eyebrow. Okay, that's it. Now I'm gonna do the other side. See, I put a little bit too much there, right? It's okay. I'm gonna come up here. See how dark that is? Use whatever's left on your brush, bring it down the neck. All around the chin. Now go back. Start blending. Again, tapping motions. We are not buffing. So see how that just gave me a really beautiful bronze. But I left that area here, okay? So, our bronzing step is complete. Stop the video here and do your bronzing. Okay, we're back. Okay. I love this. Okay, we're gonna powder. Now, some of you may not need to powder. You've got really, dry skin. I have really dry skin, but it is still summer and it's still 100 degrees here in Texas. So I have to powder. You just have to. You're using cream makeup, okay? You can use any translucent powder that you want, okay? Whichever one you like best. You can get the Coty Airspun at the drugstore. You can get higher end brands. It doesn't matter. I'm actually using the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin powder. And I love this powder. So anyway, I have my little makeup sponge here. You can get these on Amazon. Cute little sponges, and they're fluffy and soft, and you'll like them. Okay, so I'm just gonna get some of my powder on there, and I'm gonna just powder the areas I need. I'm not gonna do my whole face. I'm just doing my T-zone and where I mostly get sweaty or oily, okay? So up under my eyes here. I'm gonna go up underneath there, around my nose, my chin, my T-zone area, basically. Get this area right in here. Okay, I like to do that before I apply my blush. So now that I am all nice and powdered, do that step and then come back. Are you done? Are you done yet? Okay, you're back. All right, so of course it's not in here. Of course, I'm doing a tutorial, an in-depth tutorial, and I didn't bring my setting spray, okay? So basically, this is the point where you can do your setting spray, okay? That setting spray is gonna help that powder melt down into the skin so it doesn't look powdery on the skin, okay? So that's an important step, very important. So do that now, okay? Okay, we've sprayed our setting spray. Now we're gonna go into our blush, okay? I've been really obsessed with Frenchie lately, Frenchie. So to use Frenchie, again, you can use your bronzer blush, but I'm gonna use the 3D brush just because, it's my routine. It's what I use. And I love this brush too. It's very dense and can, pack in just the small area that I want it to. Also, I kind of use it for in here too, if I wanna like get in there and get a little bit more coverage if I've had like a rough night, Okay, let's go to Frenchie. Dab, 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 dab on Frenchie. Now, don't apply it here, okay? We want to start from here and go up, okay? And whatever's remaining, we can bring it down, okay? So I kind of go up a little bit, and then now I can go onto the cheek. See how it just gives it a nice little pinky blushed, I'm flushed, whatever it's called. A pinch of the cheeks. So again, I go up, and then whatever's left, I bring on the cheek. You see that? Now, smile with your mouth closed. and get those cheeks. Pretty fantastic, wouldn't you say? All right, woohoo! So we've completed our blush. Next step, you guys, pause the video now, do your blush, come back. Go now. Okay, you're back. All right. Last step is our highlighter, okay? I love Honey. That's what the name of this one is, Honey. And I'm just gonna use my finger, my ring finger, and I'm gonna tap it on the highest points of my cheek. Just circular motions until it's all blended in. You see that? Kind of gives it a nice shine, a nice healthy glow. The blush does it too, but this just gives it a little extra. See that? I know. You want some of this, don't you? Okay. Other areas to highlight, you can go the top of the brow. Kind of gives it that, brings the arch up a little bit. Down right here in the center of the nose, the tip of the nose, just a little bit. Kind of bring those forward. Again, above the Cupid's bow. Kind of makes the top of the lip come forward a little bit. Wonderful. Congratulations, ladies. You have completed the Seint makeup routine on how Amanda does it, okay? Like I said, there's no rules. Once you start playing around with it, you can do it the way that you like it and the way that works for you best, okay? There may be other skin concerns that you guys have that you'll let me know, and that I will recommend what products to use to get the coverage that you're looking for, okay? So last but not least, let's go ahead and do our lips, okay? So for our lips, like I said, everything is included in these palettes, right? So I'm gonna take our eyeshadow brush, which I love this brush. I use one for my lips and one for my eyes, okay? So my lip liner, my lip liner that I use is actually a contour shade called Olive. So I take the small end of my eyeshadow brush and I kind of wiggle it in there. Now, I'm gonna outline my lips and make them a little bit fuller, okay? So I'm gonna go right up underneath right now, all I have on is the lip conditioner. See? It's just lip conditioner. Make my lips nice and soft and juicy. So anyway, let's line these lips. Do you see that instant lip that I got? Look at that. It just gave me a nice pouty lip. So look at that. And I went right underneath the lip. You're not gonna go on the lip. You're gonna go underneath the lip, okay? You see that? Am I too close? Am I freaking you out? All right, so let's just do the top. And again, it's fluffy, right? So it's not so dense that it's making a line, like if you used a pencil. It's like feathering this shade onto the lip. So now we got that on there. I'm gonna use my finger and I'm gonna use Tropicana as my lip shade. And look how beautiful that lip is. A nice peachy pink neutral lip. So there you have it. This is the foundation and lip routine that I do on the daily. I can come back and do an eyeshadow tutorial if you guys would like me to do one. My eyeshadows are super easy. I'm all about quick eyeliner and maybe 1 or 2 shades, enough just to bring out the eyes. But yeah, so this is it. This is my full face. Hopefully the lighting worked good for you. You guys can thank Steve for that. He helped me set this up, my little love bug. Okay, so that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you. I hope you pause, do your makeup, ask me any questions that you have privately or on the post. And for all of those of you who have not ordered yet, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for? Seriously. And without my jabbering and talking, this takes me 5 minutes every single day. That's it. And I look like I have healthy, dewy, beautiful skin. I do. Sorry, I do. So anyway, love all of you ladies. Thank you for your support. And y'all have a great week. Mwah!